What if I told you that some of America's biggest restaurant chains, the very places where you celebrated birthdays, grabbed late-night meals, or shared family dinners, may not even exist a year from now? Would you believe that the giants of fast food, once symbols of convenience and culture, are now on the edge of collapse? Well, get ready, because in 2026, a surprising number of restaurant chains are shrinking faster than anyone expected. Rising costs, changing customer tastes, and tough competition are pushing even the most familiar names toward extinction. This is not just about burgers and pizzas. It's about the fading of an American tradition. Today on BizWorld Explorer, we'll uncover 15 major restaurant chains that are falling apart in 2026 and why they may never return to the glory days. Are you ready? Let's dive in. For decades, fast food and casual dining were more than just meals. They were part of life. A cheap dinner after work, a weekend treat for the kids, a quick bite before a movie. But in 2026, the entire landscape has changed. Inflation has pushed menu prices to record highs. The younger generation demands healthier, fresher, and more personalized meals. And the rise of delivery apps, ghost kitchens, and trendy new brands has left many traditional chains in the dust. The result? Restaurants that once felt unshakable are now closing stores, cutting staff, and losing loyal customers. Before we begin, remember, this video is based on publicly available reports, press coverage, and consumer feedback. It is meant for analysis, education, and entertainment, not an attack on any specific brand or business. Number 1. McDonald's. When most people think of fast food, one image immediately comes to mind: the Golden Arches. For decades, McDonald's has been more than just a restaurant. It has been a cultural landmark, a place where families celebrated birthdays, teenagers grabbed late-night snacks, and generations grew up loving Happy Meals and those iconic fries. But in 2026, the glow of those arches is fading. Rising food costs and inflation have pushed menu prices to shocking levels. What was once the most affordable meal for working families now feels like a luxury. A combo meal that used to cost just a few dollars can now be nearly double or even triple the price, leaving many longtime customers frustrated and priced out. At the same time, the atmosphere inside McDonald's has changed dramatically. Automation has taken over, with self-order kiosks and delivery apps replacing much of the human interaction. Dining rooms often feel empty and lifeless compared to the bustling energy of the past. Even loyal fans complain about smaller burgers, soggy fries, and inconsistent food quality. Meanwhile, younger generations are shifting their loyalties to fresher, trendier brands like Chipotle, Shake Shack, or Sweetgreen, which emphasize healthier ingredients and transparency. McDonald's isn't going away anytime soon. It's still a global giant. But in 2026, it looks less like the community favorite it once was, and more like a massive corporate machine struggling to connect with today's customers. Number 2. Burger King. For decades, Burger King proudly wore the crown as McDonald's fiercest rival. With its legendary Whopper and the memorable "Have it your way" slogan, Burger King positioned itself as the place where customers had freedom and choice. It wasn't just about burgers, it was about individuality. About the feeling that you could walk into a fast food restaurant and customize your meal to fit your taste. But fast forward to 2026, and the story is much different. Step into many Burger King locations today, and you'll notice the cracks immediately. Sales have plummeted, with hundreds of stores shutting their doors in just the last few years. The restaurants that remain often feel dated and neglected. Dim lighting, aging furniture, and an overall lack of atmosphere that leaves customers unimpressed. The deeper problem lies in Burger King's failure to innovate. While its competitors have experimented with bold new menu items, modernized their spaces, and embraced digital ordering, Burger King's menu feels stuck in the past. Even its new offerings are often recycled ideas that fail to generate excitement. Service is inconsistent, and food quality can vary wildly from one location to the next, leaving customers with no guarantee of a good experience. Younger consumers, especially Gen Z, simply don't see Burger King as relevant. They prefer fresh, trendy, and socially conscious brands that align with their values. McDonald's still manages to hold cultural weight, but Burger King feels like a forgotten relic of a different era. Unless Burger King undergoes a massive reinvention, both in food and brand identity, it risks being remembered not as the king of burgers, but as another casualty in the fast food wars. Number 3. Subway. Not too long ago, Subway was seen as the healthier option in the fast food world. With its made-to-order sandwiches, fresh-looking vegetables, and of course the iconic $5 footlong, it became the go-to choice for students, office workers, and families who wanted something lighter than burgers and fries. At its peak, Subway had more locations worldwide than McDonald's, a sign of just how dominant it once was. But in 2026, the brand is facing one of its darkest chapters. Thousands of stores have shut down, leaving behind empty storefronts in towns and cities where a Subway once stood on nearly every corner. The decline isn't just about competition, it's about trust and relevance. Today's consumers demand more transparency, organic produce, cleaner ingredients, and food that feels truly fresh. Subway, however, has struggled to shake off its reputation for frozen meats, mass-produced bread, and uninspired flavor. Past scandals, like the controversy over its bread not legally qualifying as bread in some countries, still linger in the public's memory. Meanwhile, rivals like Jersey Mike's, Firehouse Subs, and Panera Bread are stealing younger customers with higher quality ingredients and modern branding. What was once considered the better choice in fast food is now, for many, the last choice. Number 4. Pizza Hut. In the 1990s, Pizza Hut was the family dining spot. Red roofs, salad bars, and pan pizzas made it the perfect weekend treat. But in 2026, Pizza Hut is rapidly disappearing from the American dining landscape. The dine-in experience, once the soul of the brand, has been phased out in favor of delivery and takeout. But competitors like Domino's have mastered fast delivery and app technology, while Pizza Hut has struggled to keep up. With high operating costs, outdated locations, and little menu innovation, Pizza Hut feels trapped in the past. Today, it's often chosen out of convenience rather than excitement. Unless a major transformation happens, Pizza Hut could shrink to a shadow of its former self. Number 5. Wendy's. Wendy's was once the friendly, reliable choice in the fast food world. Known for its square beef patties, fresh toppings, and the catchy slogan, "Quality is our recipe," it built a loyal following across generations. Social media humor and straightforward branding also helped it stand out in a crowded market. But by 2026, Wendy's is facing serious challenges. Many locations are aging, with outdated interiors and inconsistent maintenance. Customers report uneven food quality, cold fries, overcooked patties, and sometimes missing toppings. Prices have steadily risen, making a once affordable meal feel less accessible for working families and students. Meanwhile, competitors like Shake Shack, Five Guys, and even newer fast casual brands have captured the attention of younger diners with fresher menus, trendy atmospheres, and Instagram-worthy experiences. Gen Z and millennials, now the largest spending groups, are drawn to brands that feel innovative and connected to their values, something Wendy's is struggling to deliver consistently. Even with thousands of stores still operating, Wendy's is at risk of fading into the background unless it invests in store renovations, menu innovation, and modern customer experiences. What was once a dependable fast food favorite is now facing the reality of a changing market, where nostalgia alone is no longer enough to keep customers coming through the door. In 2026, Wendy's may survive, but it will need a serious reinvention to remain relevant in an increasingly competitive landscape. Number 6. KFC. The image of Colonel Sanders is one of the most recognizable in fast food. For decades, KFC was the go-to spot for fried chicken, with its secret recipe and family meal buckets. But in 2026, KFC is losing ground. Competitors like Chick-fil-A and Raising Cane's are dominating the chicken market with fresher menus, better customer service, and more modern branding. KFC, on the other hand, has been slow to innovate. Many stores still feel outdated, with plastic seating and harsh lighting that doesn't invite customers to stay. Prices have risen, while portion sizes have shrunk, frustrating loyal customers. What used to be a celebratory family meal now feels overpriced and uninspired. If KFC doesn't reinvent itself soon, its legacy may be reduced to nostalgia rather than a thriving future. Number 7. Dairy Queen. For decades, Dairy Queen was more than just an ice cream shop. It was a place where memories were made. Families would pile into the car on hot summer afternoons for a blizzard. Kids would celebrate Little League wins with dipped cones. And road trips often included a stop at the iconic red-roofed building. Dairy Queen wasn't just selling ice cream. It was selling tradition, nostalgia, and comfort. But by 2026, Dairy Queen is slowly melting away. The chain, once a staple of small towns across America, has been shrinking rapidly. Hundreds of locations have closed, particularly in the Midwest and South, where it was once a community cornerstone. The decline isn't just about competition, it's about relevance. Today's dessert landscape is filled with innovation. New brands are rolling out dairy-free oat milk ice creams, over-the-top toppings, and photo-worthy sundaes designed for social media. Meanwhile, Dairy Queen's menu has barely changed in decades. To younger generations, it feels outdated, lacking the excitement and freshness of modern competitors. On top of that, prices have gone up, making what was once a simple family treat feel less affordable. The brand that once represented summertime joy now risks becoming just another fading memory, seen mostly in old commercials and highway exits that no longer lead to open doors. Number 8. Olive Garden. For many families, Olive Garden has been the definition of casual Italian dining. Unlimited breadsticks, endless salad bowls, and hearty pasta dishes made it a favorite spot for birthdays, graduations, and family gatherings. But in 2026, Olive Garden is running into trouble. Rising ingredient costs have pushed menu prices far higher than before. A plate of pasta that once felt like a budget-friendly treat now feels overpriced, especially when many customers can make a similar meal at home for far less. Younger diners also see Olive Garden as outdated. While they're drawn to authentic, locally owned Italian spots or hip new pasta bars, Olive Garden's formula feels generic. Complaints about portion sizes shrinking and food tasting more processed are becoming common. It's still holding on, but the family-style magic that once made Olive Garden so popular is fading fast. Number 9. Applebee's. For years, Applebee's carried the slogan, "Eatin' good in the neighborhood." And for many families, that rang true. It was the ultimate neighborhood bar and grill, affordable meals, friendly service, and a relaxed vibe where anyone could feel comfortable. Whether it was late-night half-price appetizers with friends, a casual date night, or a family dinner after a Little League game, Applebee's was woven into suburban life. But in 2026, the story looks very different. The chain has been losing its footing as the casual dining market evolves. Customers increasingly complain about the food, saying it feels more like microwaved meals than freshly prepared dishes. Once loved menu items have been simplified or downsized, leaving regulars feeling underwhelmed. And while quality has slipped, prices have steadily risen, making diners question whether Applebee's is worth it anymore. The result? Locations across the country are shutting down, particularly in smaller towns where business has slowed to a crawl. Competitors like Chili's, Texas Roadhouse, and even newer gastropubs have stepped in, offering fresher menus, trendier atmospheres, and stronger branding. Meanwhile, younger diners don't see Applebee's as a fun or modern option. It feels like a relic from their parents' generation, a chain that hasn't kept up with the times. The decline of Applebee's isn't just about food, it's about identity. Once, it was the neighborhood spot where everyone belonged. Now, it feels generic, struggling to stand out in a crowded dining scene. Unless Applebee's makes bold changes to its menu, service, and overall atmosphere, it risks fading further into irrelevance. What was once a suburban staple may soon become nothing more than a nostalgic memory of the past. Number 10. Chili's. For decades, Chili's was the definition of casual dining fun. Families flocked in for burgers, ribs, and those famous sizzling fajitas that turned heads as servers carried them across the room. It had a laid-back, upbeat atmosphere that felt perfect for birthdays, Friday nights with friends, or just an affordable night out. At its peak, Chili's wasn't just a restaurant, it was an experience. But by 2026, the Chili's experience isn't what it used to be. Rising inflation has made dining out more expensive, and Chili's now sits in an uncomfortable middle ground. It's no longer cheap enough to be considered budget-friendly, yet it also doesn't deliver the quality or atmosphere of higher-end restaurants. This stuck-in-the-middle position has made it harder to keep loyal customers. The food, once the heart of the brand, has become inconsistent. Some customers complain of overcooked ribs, bland burgers, or fajitas that lack the sizzling charm they were once known for. On top of that, slow service and understaffed locations have only worsened the experience. In today's fast-paced world, diners expect efficiency, and Chili's often struggles to deliver. Meanwhile, competitors have surged ahead. Chains like Texas Roadhouse have built strong reputations for quality and service, while trendy gastropubs and fast casual spots cater to younger generations. Delivery and digital ordering, which exploded during the pandemic, are still not Chili's strong points. While rivals have adapted with sleek apps and strong takeout systems, Chili's has lagged behind, losing ground in an era where convenience often decides where people eat. What was once a lively destination for fun nights out now feels outdated, caught between its nostalgic past and an uncertain future. Without bold changes, Chili's risks fading into obscurity, remembered only for the sizzle it once had. Number 11. IHOP, the International House of Pancakes, built its name on being the perfect spot for breakfast lovers. Late-night pancakes, family brunches, and endless coffee made IHOP an American classic. But in 2026, IHOP's stacks are starting to collapse. Rising egg, flour, and dairy costs have forced prices up, making what was once a cheap breakfast feel expensive. IHOP also faces fierce competition from independent brunch cafes, which offer avocado toast, oat milk lattes, and Instagram-ready plating, things that younger diners crave. Meanwhile, many IHOP locations look outdated, with sticky tables and long waits for food. Unless IHOP modernizes both its menu and its atmosphere, it risks becoming a place people remember fondly, but no longer visit. Number 12. Red Lobster. For decades, Red Lobster was the go-to place for celebrations. Whether it was a birthday dinner, an anniversary, or simply a night out, the combination of seafood platters and those warm, buttery cheddar biscuits created a sense of affordable luxury. Families loved that they could enjoy lobster and shrimp without stepping into a high-end restaurant, and for many, it became a tradition. But by 2026, Red Lobster is struggling to keep that image alive. Seafood has always been one of the priciest food categories, and with inflation driving costs even higher, the menu has become shockingly expensive. What was once considered affordable luxury now feels out of reach for the average working-class family. Quality has also taken a hit. Many loyal customers complain that the food no longer tastes as fresh as it once did. Instead of high-quality, locally sourced seafood, more dishes rely on frozen imports, leading to inconsistency and disappointment. The charm of savoring fresh lobster or shrimp has been replaced by the feeling of eating reheated seafood at a premium price. Inside the restaurants, the atmosphere tells the same story. Dining rooms that once buzzed with energy are quieter, with fewer families celebrating milestones and more empty tables waiting for customers that may never arrive. Unless Red Lobster reinvents itself quickly by improving quality, updating its branding, and finding a way to balance affordability with luxury, it risks becoming another chain lost to changing tastes and economic pressures. What was once a beloved destination for special nights out could soon be remembered only as a relic of dining's past. Number 13. Sizzler. Sizzler was once known for its buffet-style meals, salad bars, and affordable steaks. For many, it was a family-friendly dining option that felt like a treat without breaking the bank. But buffets have fallen out of favor in the post-pandemic era. Customers are more cautious about shared food areas, and healthier dining trends have made Sizzler's menu feel outdated. The chain has closed many locations, leaving only a fraction of what it once had. Rising rents and food costs only add to the pressure. In 2026, Sizzler is a fading relic of the buffet craze, unlikely to recover unless it completely reinvents its concept. Number 14. Hardee's Carl's Jr. For years, Hardee's and Carl's Jr. in the western United States built their reputation on being bold, brash, and unapologetically indulgent. Their commercials were loud, flashy, and sometimes controversial, while their oversized burgers and loaded fries promised a feast that pushed the limits of fast food. To many, it was the rebellious alternative to McDonald's or Burger King, a place where bigger is better defined the menu. But in 2026, that image is no longer working. Instead of being seen as exciting, Hardee's and Carl's Jr. are increasingly viewed as outdated. Younger diners, who now make up the core of the fast food market, aren't looking for greasy 1,000-calorie burgers. They want freshness, healthier options, and even sustainability, values that Hardee's has failed to embrace. Adding to the problem are rising prices. What used to be a cheap indulgence has become shockingly expensive, with combo meals often costing as much as a sit-down restaurant. Customers walk away, asking if the food is worth it. And more often than not, the answer is no. Many locations feel half-empty, with dated interiors and inconsistent service driving regulars to competitors. Meanwhile, rivals like Five Guys, Shake Shack, and even healthier fast casual chains are winning over both young adults and families. These competitors offer a more premium feel, fresher ingredients, and a dining experience that feels modern rather than stuck in the past. Hardee's and Carl's Jr. still rely on the same playbook that worked 20 years ago, but the market has moved on. Without a major reinvention of both brand and menu, the chains risk becoming casualties in the ongoing burger wars. What was once marketed as bold and edgy is now just another fading memory of fast food excess. Number 15. Cracker Barrel. For decades, Cracker Barrel was more than just a restaurant. It was an experience. Families on road trips stopped to enjoy country-style meals, browse the attached gift shop, and relax in the signature rocking chairs out front. It became a slice of Americana, offering comfort food and nostalgia in one package. For many travelers, a stop at Cracker Barrel wasn't optional. It was tradition. But by 2026, nostalgia isn't enough to keep the brand thriving. Younger diners are turning away from heavy carb-loaded meals like chicken and dumplings, fried okra, and biscuits with gravy. These menu staples, once beloved, now feel outdated in an era where health-conscious and modern dining options dominate. Rising prices only make the experience less appealing, especially when families compare the cost to fresher alternatives that feel more in tune with today's lifestyles. The rustic country theme, once charming and unique, is also losing its pull. What older generations view as cozy, many younger customers see as old-fashioned and stale. Combined with shifting road trip patterns, fewer families taking long drives, and more people relying on quicker, urban dining options, Cracker Barrel's once reliable customer flow is shrinking. While it still holds a strong place in the hearts of older generations who treasure its traditions, the chain faces an uncertain future. Without updating its menu, modernizing its brand, and finding ways to attract younger diners, Cracker Barrel risks fading away as a symbol of the past rather than a part of America's dining future. And there you have it, 15 once powerful restaurant chains that are falling apart in 2026. From the golden arches of McDonald's to the rocking chairs of Cracker Barrel, these brands shaped American dining culture for decades. But times change, and the businesses that once felt unstoppable are now struggling to survive. So here's the big question for you. Which of these restaurants do you still eat at? And which one do you think won't make it to 2030? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing your stories and experiences. If you enjoyed this breakdown of America's fading restaurant giants, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our future uploads. Until next time, this is BizWorld Explorer, uncovering the hidden truths behind the businesses we've all grown up with.